My top cryptocurrencies are obviously Dogecoin. I like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and that pretty much rounds out my top list. I believe most of them, the ones I just named, will still be here after the consolidation period. But a lot of these, like baby Doges and big Doge, little Doge, medium Doge, and me and my Doge, like a lot of these current cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. Welcome back, YouTube. Today I wanted to talk about the future of Dogecoin and really the future of all cryptocurrencies and what I believe that what's going to happen as far as the consolidation of the crypto market. Now, what do I mean by consolidation? Well, I mean cycles. Things typically, especially when they're new or when they gain public interest, or in particular when there's a lot of money to be made, you'll have a very few to start out with, and then you'll have an oversaturation period. And then you'll have like a crash or a major correction where most of them disappear. And when the smoke settles, typically you will have your top 3, top 5, your good, better, best cryptos or websites, social media sites. This has happened numerous times over the last few decades. And I believe we're going to see something similar with cryptocurrency, because right now, I believe we're in that oversaturation period, and there's a new cryptocurrency every 10 minutes and anyone can do it. And I believe that this will lead to a mass correction or a consolidation period where we're going to have like our major cryptos, and most of them are just going to be done away with, or people are just not going to be chasing the new cryptos anymore. It won't really be a purpose outside of just like quick money, but it'll more so, everything will be more so geared toward like the top few choices. My top cryptocurrencies are obviously Dogecoin. I like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and that pretty much rounds out my top list. I believe most of them, the ones I just named, will still be here after the consolidation period. But a lot of these, like baby Doges and big Doge, little Doge, medium Doge, and me and my Doge, like a lot of these current cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. This is nothing more than just a play off of the hype. And I mentioned this very early in the year when after I saw the crypto market pretty much reaching new highs all across the board, when Dogecoin was dubbed Asset of the Year, and I saw that at 11,000%. I mentioned that we're going to see a mass rush into cryptocurrency like we never have before. When you put up those kinds of numbers and generate that kind of revenue, you're asking for competition, because people are going to say, hey, I want some of that. How can I get on this? And you see this in the marketing as well. You'll see this saying, hey, this is the new Dogecoin or Dogecoin killer, the new Bitcoin, the future of cryptocurrency. And you'll see these types of things. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you can actually come later and improve. And it's not always the biggest that, like Bitcoin, it's not always the biggest who prevails long term. And we're going to talk about that in a moment here. What do I mean by it's not always the biggest that prevails? Well, I don't know if a lot of you can remember, but remember in the .com bubble around the late 90s and the 2000s, where websites, the internet was just going through its booming period and websites were popping up left and right. We had a record of about, I believe, 457 IPOs that year, which is roughly about 2 per day. There's only 253 trading days in the year, and we had 457 IPOs that year. And of course, most of those companies no longer exist. I had to research, some of them I had never even heard of. I had to research them, but because of the hype and the people realized that, hey, it doesn't make sense for us to invest money into a company that has generated zero capital or doesn't even have public interest, just on the fact that we just hope that it'll go up. Kind of similar to what we saw in like the 2008 market crash. Let's just buy real estate because it's infinite and it'll just appreciate greatly. So it doesn't matter how much money we take to borrow to buy it. We start seeing stuff like that. Typically we're due for a correction, and then most of the ones that are, who don't have like a true following or don't have actual utility, those disappear. A prime example of social media and how social media was built into what we have now, and how it's not always the first that usually prevails. It's typically what is still one of the main social media sites now, which is Facebook. And Facebook is literally just a combination of all the other social media sites that existed before it. Let's see, 1997 we had AOL Messenger, 1999 Yahoo Messenger, 2001 Window Messenger, 2002 Friendster, 2003 MySpace and Skype. I know some of you can remember that. And 2004 we came along Facebook, who pretty much just over time embodied all of the aspects: instant messaging, FaceTime, personal profiles, some customization to some extent as far as backgrounds, and with MySpace integration. And typically they just remained dominant because they were able to pivot and absorb the functions of the previous social media sites. Why is that important? Being able to adapt is very important. That's why I got very excited when I saw the creator of Ethereum mentioning possibly creating like a bridge between Dogecoin to get like speeds up. And when I hear Elon talking about improving Doge, or when I hear that he's speaking to the devs and they're looking as far as for processing speeds and making it more green, and when I hear these conversations, that's very exciting because that's what it takes to survive long term. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin won't survive long term, but typically if you are stationary and you're just there, especially in today's market, if you're not improving or adding certain functions to accessibility or making it easier or faster, if it's not an overall, typically now a year over year improvement, you're asking to be dethroned at some point. I think all cryptocurrencies have a long way to go before they can do that, just because of simple marketing and the fact that institutions back Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the face of the crypto market. Bitcoin is also the anchor of the crypto market. I've mentioned that a number of times. Wherever Bitcoin goes, the crypto market follows. But as for now, Bitcoin is in control. But the question is, can that last forever if Bitcoin is stationary and there are no improvements that are going to be made? That will be the ultimate history lesson in itself, because technically speaking, in any other market or any other comparison, whether that be currency, any of the mass runs for a society that we've have, none of them have stood the test of time. So this will certainly be a great watch as far as to see how this plays out. And it's not, I'm not saying that it's just only one that can prevail. There can be room, again, I believe like a top 5, top 3, as far as for like the main cryptocurrencies after all this dust settles, because we have Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. Everyone has their functions and their clientele. So there's room for several, but there's not room for 10,000 or a million, however many currencies that we have popping up now. Most of those currencies are going to go to their true value, which is nothing. And again, that makes it better for us, because once those currencies go to nothing, the main currencies, they're not necessarily going to turn their back on the crypto market, but that also causes like a liquidation effect as far as in the crypto market in general. So where does the money go? Back into the surviving cryptos. So I believe that'll be beneficial for a lot of the early pioneers and the people. That'll be very rewarding for the people that held during this time as well. But that's just my prediction based off of the trends that I've seen in multiple markets as they emerge and stand the test of time. Speaking of time, that brings me to today's video sponsor, which is Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is an online community that hosts thousands of classes where you can learn new skills, deepen your existing passions, or simply fall down a creative rabbit hole. They offer classes like finances, entrepreneurship, and even stock investing. And that's one of the reasons I'm bringing it up to you, because I think that most of the community can find this actually useful. I'm actually starting with Productivity for Creators by Thomas Frank, because it's more so about me starting to build and get more organized through my productivity, because of the growth that I'm seeing here on YouTube and like my actual investments that I have outside of YouTube. So it's just more so laying the groundwork so that I'm not being pulled in so many directions, and as I try to expand my investments, because typically that's what takes up most of my time. And I know a lot of you guys get on me about not uploading every day, so that I'm working to increase my productivity so that I can be more present on YouTube and balance my outside investments. The best thing about Skillshare is it's curated specifically for learning. There's no ads, so you're not going to see a break or in any of the classes that you take that are specific to your interests. So it's pretty much just going to be go from start to finish. Now, I wanted to provide exceptional value for you all. So the first 1,000 people that click the link in my bio, you actually get a free month of Skillshare to try out. And again, they have classes on just about everything. I know most of the people that watch my channel are geared toward finances. So you can certainly take classes on stock investing, finances, entrepreneurship, web development. Really, this pretty much, if you have an interest, it's almost guaranteed to be on Skillshare. And you can have access to that for 1 month just to try it out by using the link that I have in my bio. Feel free to check it out and let me know what you think. In conclusion to the video, I think that we're going to have a massive opportunity here long term as far as the crypto market. I don't believe that crypto is going anywhere. I think that it's actually just getting started. So I think that a lot of the concerns that people are having as far as for trends and cycles, it's something that people will get used to over time, and those concerns will disappear. But as I mentioned before, I do believe that we're going to have a consolidation period in the cryptocurrency world sooner than later. Right now, we're definitely in that boom of growth. As you can tell, there's new coins popping up and disappearing every day, every week. There's new coins because they're so easily accessible now. But after this consolidation period, I believe that your top coins that have the largest communities and the most functions and the most utility and the biggest backings, those will survive this consolidation period that's coming. Besides that, definitely nothing has changed as far as my views on the top cryptos. Again, they're Bitcoin, Doge, Litecoin, Ethereum. Those are my favorite. I'm invested in all of them. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your top coins are in the comment section below. I hope you found great value in this video. Let me know in the comment sections. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Continue sharing. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and until next time.